All right, welcome. It's 3 o'clock on the 14th day of January 2025. Welcome. This is the Board of County Commissioners. We're in the commission room. And we will start off with Matt, if you will give us the prayer, please.
Father in heaven, we're grateful we got here this day. We're grateful for all the many blessings. We're grateful for our great community that we live in and for all those that help and serve. We ask you to please bless our commissioners now with thy spirit, help them to make good decisions and do the things that are right for our community. We're grateful for all that we have, and we ask you for this in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen. And then Ms. Brooks will be glad to give us the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Very nice. All right, we're going to have a little bit of a change. We're going to take number 9 and move it up to 1.5. So we'll do the approval of the minutes of January 7th, 2025 meeting. I'll call for a motion.
I reviewed those minutes, and unless there's any corrections, I would make a motion to approve the January 7th, 2025 minutes.
All right, any discussion? Call
I've
for-
reviewed those and don't see anything glaring, so I say let's do it.
Call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay. That was a call to get him out of the meeting. Okay, next will be board appointments.
Okay.
Yes, all yours.
I would like to make, I guess, a motion to appoint Mistalyn Lease as the new member for the Career Service Council. She will fill a vacancy that was made in July of '24. It is a 3-year term, so it will run through July of '27. And she works for the school district in their HR. So we're very happy that she was willing to accept this, and she is here today. Do you mind standing, Ms. Dillon? So everyone can meet her. She will be on this council. They only meet when there is an appeal through HR. So they don't meet that often, thank goodness. But we're very grateful for her willingness to serve on this and appreciate her being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, ma'am. You are now officially on the board. All right. Mr. Wilkins, report of warrants, please.
Okay, Commissioners, I have warrants from January 9th in the amount of $4,499,091.74. This is the first check run of the year, which has all the transfers and annual payments in it. We have our annual transfer to the Cemetery Association for $409,600, and to the capital projects for $1 million. We have Vernal City Innovation Hub for $15,000, a semi-annual payment for the airport of $300,000. Our share of the courts for the third and fourth quarters. Third quarter was $71,417, and fourth quarter $74,455. We also had our UAC dues of $42,264.82. We have our USIP for our workers' compensation and our contribution for the liability pool, $171,974 for workers' comp, $677,042 for our member contribution to the USIP, and then we also have a check in here to Basin Land and Title for $615,245. If all those are out, it'd been a lot smaller check run, but those are just annual payments we make at the first of the year,
Thank you.
and no claims.
How are we doing on tax matters today?
I do not have any.
Okay, no tax matters today. Moving right along. Small business microgrants. Travis?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Travis Campbell with Economic Development. Let me see if this will... Okay, so I wanted to come by today and share with you an update and just kind of a review of a project and program we started last year, the Uintah County Small Business Micro Grant. So this is a fairly new grant program. Like I said, it started last fall, and it's administered through the Economic Development Office. This was inspired by the fact that there are a good deal of grants that exist in the world, but not as many as you would think for small private businesses. And there are loan programs through like the SBA and the Utah Microloan Fund and groups like the Uintah Basin Association of Governments, and even the governor's office has different programs, different loans and incentives, but those are all often targeted to specific industries or larger employers. Locally, we do have our pitch competition that the county hosts with the Vernal Innovation Hub, and Vernal City has like their facade grant and their new RIS grant for different businesses. But again, those are targeted to either new businesses or businesses in very specific areas. So when grants for small businesses are available, they're very few and far between. They're often difficult to identify. They're very competitive and very time-consuming to apply, to report, and to administer. So the intention here was to provide our local businesses with a resource to help in their growth. You do have to be, to apply for this and to be approved, you do have to be an existing business in Uintah County with a business license, with an EIN, with the IRS, and registered with the state. And then from there, really any business can apply regardless of size. So now I will say this is not free money. The intention here was not to subsidize business, but to help foster growth, and growth with each business is different. So I'll also say that 100% of the funding for this grant comes from state economic development funds that the county receives through an annual grant. These funds do make this program somewhat limited, but that funding can be replenished with each year's state grant cycle. Going back, and again, understanding each business is different, their growth is going to be different, so we wanted to make this grant very flexible and easy to navigate for the small businesses in Uintah County. So when we say growth, we're looking at anything that will help a business serve more customers, serve their existing customers faster and more efficiently, produce more of their goods and services, produce new goods and services, or hire new employees. So it really tried to keep this very broad. And whether that's with a new piece of equipment, new software, new technology, or even a remodel to their facility, we really did want to make this have the furthest reach possible and help a wide range of businesses. The grant will provide a 50% reimbursement up to $5,000 for a project. So if a project has a $2,000 price tag, the grant can reimburse for $1,000. If it's a $5,000 price tag, the grant would give you $2,500. If the project is $10,000 or more, you could get that max amount of $5,000, which is why we call it the microgrants, because that's I think that's still a big number, but it's depending on the project, that can be a small number. So again, having launched this last fall and without a great deal of advertising or marketing, we have approved 9 different projects, 9 different applications, and 4 of those have been completed. Sharing with you some of the numbers you'll see up here, you can see that we received $57,500 in 2024 from the state. And while we did have some of that funding left over, we were able to add another $34,000 from the 2025 Rural County Grant from the governor's office. We have, like I said, we've approved 9 different projects, encumbering a little over $38,000 worth of grant funds. And of that $38,000, that's contributing to over $130,000 in overall investment from our local businesses. So that means the grant funds contributed to about 41% of the overall cost of these specific projects and these improvements, which I think is great, and I'm excited that Uintah County can have this kind of resource to offer our businesses. Applications and information about the small business microgrant can be found on the county's economic development website, which is business.uintah.gov, or by going to uintah.gov and going to the economic development section. And again, this grant is post-performance. It's a reimbursement, so the applicant has to apply for the project. Then once they're approved by our review committee, which consists of a member from Uintah County, from Vernal City, Naples City, and then we have, representing Ballard City, we have a staff member from UBAG. Once they approve the application, then the applicant, the business, can begin their project, and once it's completed, we'll review that, we'll ensure that it reflects the application, and once that's done, we'll send the reimbursement. Also note that applicants can only apply for this grant once in a 12-month period. So with that, I have heard some really great feedback from those who have applied and those who are interested in applying. And I think one of my favorite things I've heard already a couple times from businesses is that they were looking to expand. They had these plans to grow and do more with their business. And then this grant helped them do that now. And it's something that they have to wait another year or 2 or 3 years to do. It was able to kind of push them over the top and be able to make that growth and that expansion happen today, which is exactly what we're hoping to do with this. And again, something I'm very excited for and look forward to coming back with some more success stories for you. So each of you, I've provided you with the kind of the scope of the grant, the application itself. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, we'll just keep going with this as it was written last year and see what we can do for these businesses. So any questions for me?
Yeah, I've worked a lot with Travis on this, and it is a great addition to our community. I'm grateful for his efforts and the work he puts in to bring this to our community, and I'm excited to see how it's used.
Thank you.
Yeah, Travis, I think anything we can do for private enterprise, I'm willing to look at it and go there. This is an excellent opportunity for those folks that'll take care of it, so thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, anything further? All right. Approval of purchase of real property from Uintah School District. I'm learning, Mike. All right. Uintah School District has a property, 35 plus acres, over by, it connects to the football field, baseball field. It's just north of Highway 121. Their first object was to sell it to another government agency. That's the first call by statute. We looked at that and we said, that's something doable that we can do for low-income housing. So we have now purchased that property, and it belongs to Uintah County. We have 3.5 shares of water on it, and a wheel line, and hopefully we'll figure somebody to like to borrow that for some pasture at some time until we can get the funds up to go forth. We work with UBAG out of Roosevelt on low-income housing. They currently have one project going right now that's to build your own. We have a construction specialist, I guess is what you would call him. He's been in construction forever, that's willing to donate his time to observe and help them. And they will build it basically from the ground up. They have to buy the property that it's on, and then they'll buy the house a little bit at a time because there's grants to help them that way. They will not be obligated to Uintah County at that point. It'll be all to UBAG. When we complete 1 or 2, we can take the money that they've gained as a capital increase and put it to build 3 and 4 and so on and so on. And that's our intention to do with the property we just purchased, is to somehow figure out a way to get some money to help people build it, build an apartment complex on there for low income. There's some federal grants that are just coming out right now that we're looking at very hard. Maximum we can get is $5 million on that. If we can do that, we'll have some nice housing. It is in the Mazer water, so it does have connections to it. The other property that we purchased is on Ashley Valley Water and Sewer. However, we had connections already requested to buy them, and we have purchased them completely now, so we have enough for 27?
27.
27 buildings over there. So we realize there's a housing shortage and we're trying everything we can, as you know. We're kind of keeping our fingers crossed that all of a sudden we go crazy to the point where we got lots of drilling going on, our income will increase. Ashley Water will find some water. And if not, I guess we'll run a lot of hoses from Naples and Vernal and see what we can do. Be a long run for some of those. Any questions on that? Sir?
I was going to say a couple things, if you will keep coming up, Mike. One thing is we haven't closed on the property yet. We're just doing the approval to purchase the
I thought it was
contract.
done yesterday.
It's, I don't know if the city, if school district has, but I'm gonna throw this to Lauren. I think that now that it has been done, because we can purchase ground through closed sessions, which is when this was all done. But now that it is done and wrapped up, I think it needs to now be they need to approve that purchase, real estate purchase contract with ratification. Thank you. That's ratify the purchase of that property.
Okay. Yes.
Then whatever else you want to, but I think it needs to be.
Yeah, I was just going to say it has not closed yet. We have signed paperwork, but as far as I know, it's not recorded and closed. We needed to pass the approval of that before we could do it. That's why we were doing that today. And you are correct. We are hoping to help with affordable housing in our area. And I think this is a good step, but at the same time, we are looking for this money to turn over. The money that we helped, the infrastructure that Commissioner Larson talked about it's called Lucky Acres subdivision. That money should be coming back to us as those houses are completed and they're sold to the new owners. And as well as this money on this property that we just are talking about today by the high school, that as those homes are built and purchased, then we would be reimbursed for the cost of the property. So this is something to help the community, but it's not putting a burden on the taxpayers. It is something that we will be recouping down the road as these develop.
Anything?
No, it's exciting.
Yeah.
There's a
It's
big
real
need.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's a way we can help the community. I mean, we've listened. We know that through a survey that was completed by, I believe it was Vernal City, that affordable housing was the #1 issue that was cited in the survey from the residents. So we're listening and we're trying to do what we can to help.
I guess I can add, in no way am I a fan of government housing, but that's not what this is. This is help yourself. We'll help you help yourself, and give some people some opportunity for that dream of owning a home.
Okay, so I need a motion to ratify.
I would make a motion that we approve the purchase of the real property. Do we need to list it by address or anything, Lauren?
Do you have a parcel number by chance?
I don't know, do we have an address or just the parcel?
I don't have the parcel number with me, but I know the address is 864 North, 2500 West, but it also has another address because there are 2 parcels. And I believe it's 866, something like that.
Mike's getting us a parcel number.
Okay, I apologize, but I just felt like we needed to describe it more fully in the approval. I can possibly pull it up on the plat map.
According to the recorder's office, parcel number 04-088-0091.
Does it have the other number?
I think that's after the other little square piece,
Yeah.
Yes.
04-088-0068.
Okay, and the other one was 61? 0061?
68. 68 and 91.
And 91, 0091. Okay, so 04-088-0091 and 04-088-0068, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Parcel numbers.
Yeah, that is the
Okay.
serial numbers, tax ID numbers,
Any
whatever you want
discussion?
to refer to them to.
Call for a
No,
vote.
I don't have anything more.
Okay, aye.
Aye.
Do we need to state the amount?
Shouldn't, Mike got it.
I already read it in.
Yep.
Well, the 615, but 620,000 is what we purchased, the purchase price of this property. And it is like 35 or 36 roughly acres with water, like was stated.
Okay. Utah Association of Counties has a big influence on the legislature, and they provide a lot of training for the different agencies, or the different counties. There's 29 counties in the state of Utah, 29 counties, according to them, apply to, or belong to them. We never see Salt Lake County, so we don't know if they belong to them or not. But we have appointed, every year we appoint a member to the board, and this year Sonia got the short stick, so she's got them. So if you've got any complaints about the counties, call UAC. We'll give you the phone number. All right. The next one is commissioner assignments.
That's what I was gonna say, does that need to be approved by motion?
We've never done it before, have we? Okay, I'll call for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we appoint, we
Sonia?
appoint Sonia Norton to the Board of Directors with UAC.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. After much deliberation, couple of fist fights, and a dog biting me, this is what the commission has decided for the delegation of boards and assignments. The reason I say a dog bit me, I got animal control. I'm also over at Buckskin Hills, Emergency Management Flood Control, Facilities, which includes the cemetery and all the fixing and stuff they do, Human Resources, Indigent Defense, Information Technology, Justice Court. I will be the Secretary for the Municipal Building Authority, and I'll have Public Safety, and Purchasing and Grants, Road Department, Travel and Events that used to be Travel and Tourism, and I'll also retain as the Chairman of the Board. Under the state, I have Joint Highways, Public Lands, Regional, UBAG, Eastern Utah TV, Revitalization, State Scenic Byway Committee. Nationally, I'll be on the Western States and NACO, National Association of Counties. Commissioner Norton has the Airport, Chamber of Commerce, Community Development, which will include also the Uintah County Boundary Commission, the Planning Commission, Economic Development. Currently, we have the PIO also as a part-time economic developer or something like that anyhow. He's got two hats to wear. The Library, Historic Preservation and Museum Board, the Municipal Building Authority, she's the chair this year, again. Trails, USSD 1, Uintah Basin Ozone Working Group, the Utah Transportation Special Service District, and she's also under overflow flood control, as all three of us are. She also has air quality at the state level, Public Lands, 7 County Infrastructure Coalition Board, the Workforce Services, the Utah Association of Counties Board. She also has Uintah Basin Association of Governments, Western States and National Association of Counties. Our newest and bravest one is Willis Lefevre. Commissioner Lefevre has Conference Center, Fire Special Service District, Flood Control, Health Special Service District, which includes the Care Center and the Golden Age Center, the Landfill, Mental Health, the Northeastern Counseling, Mosquito Abatement, Tri-County Health Department, USU Extension, the Weed Board, and Western Park. He also is on Public Lands at the state level, Regional Bureau of Land Management, he's our RAC, Department of Wildlife Resources, RAC, Forest Service, RAC, Uintah Basin Association of Governments, He also is a member of the Western States and National Association of Counties.
Do you mind telling them what RAC is?
Go for it.
I'm all for it. You're on a board.
I don't know exactly what it is, so I'm gonna learn along with you. Did you give me the definition? What?
I
Okay,
knew it was some big word like that.
see?
What's the BLM at RAC?
Same thing.
Just checking on her. See if she knew what I was supposed to know. Okay,
And that will be posted on our website as well. So if you
If
couldn't
it is, it
memorize
might be
all of
wrong.
those, then it'll be there for review.
I think it's already on there for this year, but it's wrong by a couple.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anybody want to make a public comment? Going once?
Oh,
Do I have to read this whole thing, or do you understand it?
No, would you read it twice, because I'm slow.
I can't, it's upside down. Go ahead.
So just a reminder, Property Watch, please sign up, get your family signed up. This morning, I found out it works.
It certainly does.
The commissioner received his email saying something was recorded against his property. So just pass the word along to get people signed up for Property Watch. We have 23,000 parcels, and we have 1,800 and some odd signed up for Property Watch. So we have a long ways to go. And it really is important to watch your properties. That's
and
it.
it's free.
And it is free.
Yes.
And your email address is kept private. So I don't share it with anybody. It's only for this program. And if you know somebody that needs to sign up their children for their properties, contact me, my office, because it's not set up for people to watch other people's property. We want the property owner to watch their own, and I do understand there's some people that don't have emails. So just help them out and give us a call if we need to get somebody signed up. Thanks.
All righty. Anybody else got anything they want to come forth with?
I was just gonna say, though,
You better
that the legislative session will be starting January 21st, the state legislature. So if you have any concerns or issues that you would like us to take to the legislature, please let us know, because we will be attending weekly meetings there to voice the concerns from our area or ask for help in passing certain bills or things that we think would help our area. So please reach out to us if you have anything or have questions.
Which will also result in sometimes we may not have a commission meeting because we're tied up in the legislature or a work session. We're going to try to keep those going the same way they are, but I think there's a couple of weekends or weeks where we aren't going to be available. We'll be out with the rubbing shoulders with the guys that make the rules, trying to convince them to make good rules.
Make sure we have input.
Okay. It's Will's
You
turn.
done?
Okay.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
We are adjourned. Sheriff, I need to see you, please.